What do you think would happen if we all decided to dress up like cats and got together in the park? We could put on a real show.
That could be hilarious. We could each bring a different kind of cat toy.
Or we could just start a band and perform some classic cat songs.
That sounds like a great idea. I'm in. We just need to come up with a good name for the band. How about the Catty Cats? That's the perfect name.
I love it. Let's do it.
So, why don't we just jump off a bridge?
What? That's a ridiculous suggestion. Besides, we probably wouldn't survive the fall.
I knew you'd say that. That's why I suggested it. Come on, let's at least give it a try. After all, what's the worst that could happen?
You'd be surprised. We could end up in the hospital with a broken leg each, or worse.
You worry too much. So I was walking down the street the other day and this guy stops me and says, "Can you spare some change?" And I said, "No man, these are designer jeans." Then the guy said, "You should be ashamed of yourself wearing those at this time of need." Then I said, "No shame in looking sharp when times are tough." So I gave the guy $1 and he said, "Thank you, sir, may God bless you." And I said, "But God already did when he made me so stylish." The audience roars with laughter, and Larry smiles.
You know what's so great about comedy? It's always so unpredictable.
That's true, but you know what they say, life imitates art. Sometimes I can't tell if I'm living in a comedy show or if the jokes are just writing themselves.
That's because a lot of life is just one big joke.
So you're saying I'm doomed to a life of bad puns and corny one-liners?
No, I'm saying that with a good enough attitude you can find the humor in any situation. Just look at the stuff going on around us, all we have to do is put a spin on it.
I was at the store earlier and I saw this guy who looked like he just stepped out of the 80s. He had a mullet and a leather jacket. And then I asked him what year it was and he said 1982. I couldn't believe it. I mean, who even remembers stuff from 1982? Anyway, I asked him if he wanted to come back home with me, but he said no. So then I said, "What do you want then?" And he said, "Cheetos." So I gave him a bag of Cheetos and he said, "Thanks. Now I know what to do with my life." And then he walked off, eating his Cheetos. I guess the lesson from this story is, sometimes you just have to take life one Cheeto at a time. Thanks for listening. We're not talking about anything important.
I wish we were talking about something important.
What if we started talking about something totally random?
Okay, why don't we talk about the weather today?
No way. We can do better than that. How about talking about something like the future of artificial intelligence?
Hey everyone! How's it going tonight? So I was out shopping the other day and I'm walking through this department store trying to find a new shirt, right? And as I'm going up the escalator, my pants fall down. So there I am standing on the escalator with my pants around my ankles in front of all these people. It was so embarrassing. Anyway, I finally find this shirt that I like and I go up to the cashier. The cashier looks at me and goes, "Sir, did you know your pants are around your ankles?" So I look down and I'm like, Yeah, the escalator did it. Everyone has those moments, right? Where you're just minding your own business and then boom, pants around your ankles.
So, Fred, what do you think about this whole business of online streaming? I mean, isn't it the way of the future?
Well, I guess in some sense it is. But I mean, personally, I don't see why people wouldn't just watch things the old-fashioned way. I mean, there's something comforting and almost romantic about popping in a VHS tape or even an old DVD and watching it on the big screen.
Asterisk.
Accidentally slips and falls down.
What are you doing, Fred?
Explodes in laughter.
Okay, I guess that explains it.
Stands up and brushes himself off. Well, it's not every day that someone says something as funny as that.
Yeah, but seriously, watch where you're going. I don't need you tripping over my furniture.
Giggles, that was classic. How about we all take a break for some coffee?
Hi everyone! So I heard a funny story the other day. My friend was walking out of the supermarket and he saw this woman outside, who asked, "What happened to you yesterday? I heard you got a sudden urge to bungee jump off the bridge." Yvonne, you're crazy. Are you telling me that you actually did it?
I sure did. It was one of the most exhilarating things I've ever done.
Wow, that's unbelievable. What made you decide to do it?
Well, I was walking over the bridge and it just felt like the right thing to do. Plus, I figured that it would give me a story to tell people at parties. Hey, did I mention that I saw an albino unicorn flying across the bridge while I was bungee jumping? No way.
Did you hear about the new restaurant that opened up in town? It's called the Soup Nazi.
Oh, that's great. I heard the soups are to die for.
Hey, can you believe it's been 20 years since Feinberg ended?
I know, crazy, right? It's amazing how well the show has held up over time.
Yeah, I guess. But what about the fashion? Remember those shoulder pads on the girls' dresses? That was something else.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like they wanted to turn us all into linebackers.
Ha! That would have been something to see.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a fan of the modern stuff. A lot more practical and comfortable.
So, I've been thinking about life lately. And you know, it's funny. Life is a lot like driving a car. You know, you have to have a destination in mind. You can't just pick a random turn and expect to get where you're going. And sometimes you hit a pothole, but you just keep on driving. You don't give up, and eventually you'll get to your destination. Okay, now here's the funny part. Usually when you get to your destination, it's not what you expected at all. That's what makes life so funny and unpredictable. So, I guess the best advice is to just enjoy the ride. Alright, that's all I've got for now. Thanks for having me and I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your night and stay safe out there.